Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Proverbs with Paul in the afternoon. A wonderful day we've been having today, although it's starting to get a little chilly. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 19. A person of great anger will suffer the penalty, for if you rescue him, you will only have to do it again. A person of great anger. There is a difference between being angry and being really angry, or someone who has great anger. And the anger of one who is filled with rage is very difficult to console. There is an obstacle in the way. It's called great anger. You can appease, you can try and draw down, you can try and lure, but the person of great anger is wanting to be high and impactive because somehow they feel justified in holding that position. But Solomon makes an interesting point when he says this, that there's no point in trying to appease him, no point in trying to draw him or rescue him. The idea of rescuing is that you would protect him from himself and from those around him. But he's already past that line where the opportunity for him to recover is over. You know, there is a point when we can't return. And even in our relationship with God, the Old Testament shows us that there was a time when God was sorry that he ever made humanity. Can you imagine that? God being so frustrated by humanity that he chooses to say them words. He was sorry that he ever made mankind. And those who are angry or with great anger, you can't retrieve them. And even when you do, because they're pierced, as it were, that zone, they've been there before, they're likely to go and do it all over again. That's why violence can never really recover, because you've made a mark where you've given yourself a license to behave in a particular way. And reaching that point next time is so easy because you've done it again. Serial murderers are very similar. They've given themselves to such darkness that they just so easily go there again. What we need to do as Christians is to restrain ourselves long before we get great anger. In fact, long before we get angry. In fact, Jesus says that the wrath of man does not accomplish the will of God. So as we get drawn into being angry, giving ourselves to the manifestation of anger, we are lured by the devil and all of his schemers away from God. God is a God of peace. He loves, he's kind, he's gracious, he's gentle. Sure, there is coming a day when judgment will take place. Then there will be a completely different perspective on how God evaluates. But in this dispensation, God is at peace. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day, and I'll bless you and see you tomorrow.